Okay, hello and welcome to my stream. I am Kevin. Over there is a fake version of Earl UK who's just gonna it's just gonna sit in the stream and just provide moral support. So this is a new addition to the stream. So welcome Earl Duque, or Rubber Duque as I like to call him, who's gonna help with troubleshooting things. I just love watching him there. I could watch him all day. It's not really Earl, Jerry. It's not really Earl. It's fake Earl. It's a clip of Earl that runs on a loop. So don't get excited. But yeah, hello, fake Earl. Okie dokes. So today is going to be a shorter stream. Like last time, I think I spent 2 hours sort of on and off, or sort of on, trying to solve some problems. Today, I think I just want to fix some.
That's actually
I just want to fix some UI stuff and just see if I can actually get the gameplay working for self-registered users. So if you're in the chat, hello Jerry, I see you in the chat. It'd be great if you could jump in and try testing some stuff while I'm working on it. I'll give you the link to the PDI so you can self-register and try testing some things. But yeah, basically here's my kind of really crappy, vague to-do list for things that I want to do. Great. So I need to fix some ACLs. So right now, a self-registered user who tries to self-register and log in gets as far as the deck builder for building card decks. And then can't sort of go any further because they haven't got ACL access to the underlying tables. So just as a recap, so this is what we're doing, fixing ACLs first. Just as a recap, and for those who haven't, if you haven't seen the game either, this is probably going to be quite useful. Hey Jace, welcome. We have fake Earl Duque over there. That's my Rubber Duque. He's there to help me troubleshoot. So yeah, he's just going to sit there on loop and smile nicely. And
That's
occasionally sort of mimes
Nice.
talking, like very, very briefly mimes talking for a little while as well. Okay, so Jerry and Jace, I'm just going to show you where we got to with gameplay and everything, and show you what issue I'm trying to solve with my ACLs, and I'll share the link to the PDI as well. Okay, so we're in a PDI. I'm going to switch over because I've been messing around with other stuff. I'm going to switch back over to my scope just to make sure I capture everything. There we go. Current update set has been changed. I do like this, that the update sets now have like the name of the person who created the update set. I haven't really looked at what's up with that because I don't do a lot of live development and everything, but like I love that it's a batch now. This is kind of cool. I don't know when they started doing this, but I do like it. How do I open these things again? That way. There we go. System administrator batch in progress. Parent. System administrator batch parent. It's kind of cool. Automatically created by system. I like that users can't accidentally just throw stuff into default now by accident. That's what that looks like to me. Anyway, so yeah, so where we were last time is we got the redirect working for users logging
That's
in
actually significant.
to the self-service registration portal and everything. So that should all work. So literally, if I was to just share this in the chat, is that going to work? It doesn't want to do copy paste. Annoying. Copy. Paste. There we go, that's better. So that's the PDI. Now, if I grab myself an incognito window here, throw the PDI in there, I get my registration page. So this has changed a little bit from last time you would have seen it, Jace. We spent a bit of time on this last time. So we now have the registration page and the login widget all on the same page. We've got automatic redirection via SP entry page and the default portal, all that sort of stuff to the SN app registration portal page. So that's kind of cool. So what I've been doing is I've been registering users. Gosh, what was I using? I was using Star Trek people last time, and I had a list of Star Trek characters in my ChatGPT over here. So let's go for... Oh, this is interesting. I didn't actually know this.
That's actually significant.
I was looking up Uhura the other day, and I was like, what's Uhura's full name? And like, I couldn't find anything about it. This is what ChatGPT says Uhura's first name is. Uhura's second name, so Nyota Uhura. I don't know if this is true or not, but it might just be ChatGPT making stuff up, but possibly not. TOS at .com. Actually, I'm just going to go password. I'm going to create a user. So for those in the chat, if you wanted to try and register a user, theoretically this should work. And you can then do Uhura at tos.com. If I log in there. Oh, lost my screen, hang on. Come back. There we go. Okay, cool. So it's logged me into, this is my really dodgy sort of portal login thing. A couple of things that we fixed here. I originally had the nav page wrapper on the top of that, and now it's not, it's gone. So you don't get the nav page now, which is great. It means you can't get to the back end. In fact, I think if you try, oh no, it does do the wrapper. Okay, so you can get to the back end. I would love to stop that from happening altogether for self-service users. And I do have a method for doing that. I have an old piece of work that I did ages ago, which was a redirector system, and it would always rip out the nav page, but I don't know how well it works with Next Experience. I can see Jerry's in. Excellent. So Jerry, what you're seeing on this page is you're seeing the starter game, which is busted at the moment, and you're also seeing Deck Builder, which is the first thing that you need to do. So ideally, I probably should mess with this this UI a little bit just to make the new player experience a little bit better, because when you join, you don't have any decks. So you need to start with this. So I should play with this a little bit, but right for now I want to get the ACLs working so that it could just play. So Deck Builder, we crack open Deck Builder here. It says hello, and it says create a new deck. So a couple of things here. So this list, interesting. Previously this list was broken, the new wasn't working last stream, so I must have fixed the ACL just before I finished. And you have create a new deck. So two things here. I'm trying to deprecate this list. I want to lose the list from the UI Builder page, and I want to make it just buttons and repeaters. So I'm going to hit new,
nice.
And I'm going to go Uhura's deck. Oop. Okay, she's going to create a deck, and it should redirect to the Deck Builder, and it falls over here. So a couple of things. In the real world, and in fact, if I go back to my admin, my non-incognito window, if I just go back as admin, I can see the whole UI. So here's my card selection. When I select a file and add it to the deck, it adds it to the, hopefully adds it to the, oh, something's busted there too. So a couple of things that need to be fixed. First of all, we need to fix the ACLs. So that I can actually see the card selection here. So she needs access to the card database. She also needs access to her actual card slots in her deck, which should have been created. And I think I know why they're not created. I think I know why there's a problem, because the flow that literally creates the 12 empty slots in her deck has not run successfully, because she does not have rights to create those files. So I think we're all on it, and we're all having problems with ACLs here. So she doesn't have ACLs to see the deck, the decks, like the nice. Base card database, and she doesn't have access to see her deck and her deck cards. So let's start with that. So we'll jump back here. In fact, we don't need to jump anywhere because we are in the right spot. So I will leave that open, and I will go to Studio so that I can see what tables I'm messing with. Let's get, oh, come on Studio. I'll try, there we go. I'll try the old school way. So, or my favorite way, which is snutils/command/st will directly open the old school cool Studio that we all know and love. I'm still not sold on new Studio yet, mainly because it doesn't have source control. That's kind of the big one that I was trying to look for. In fact, I'm just going to ADHD a little bit here, and I'm just going to go check on the new studio, because I've updated this fairly recently, so maybe source control's in. I haven't seen anything to say that it would be. Why is the menu not working? Refresh. Studio. Studio. Why are we getting so many references to studio? Is studio just everywhere? No. What's going on here? I don't know, too hard, don't care.
That's actually
let's go
significant.
To
Nice.
Let's pass on that one. Oh, the real Earl is here. There's Rubber Duque over there. Over there, I keep getting my directions wrong. I've noticed in the clip, you just looped then. I noticed in the clip there is a little section where you say something, just quietly. I don't know. I should cut that out. But it's great. It's great having both of you here, real and fake LDK. Okie doke. So we were trying to get the. Oh, is it? Does it play the audio? Does it? I can mute that. I can mute that. I didn't hear the audio come through. There we go. I'll mute that. I don't know if you could. I don't know if you heard it audio or not. You possibly did, right? Because I just clipped it and added it in. You probably just spoke over me, and I didn't hear it in my headphones. Well, I spent a little bit of time today looking up online to see if there's like a Snapchat filter or something that can turn a human being into like a rubber duck. I haven't found anything yet, but like that would be kind of cool. Like I would love a little actual rubber duck. Yeah. Okay. Did it play then? Like I think you said something then. I think I've muted it. Hopefully I've muted it. Hopefully it's okay. Fingers crossed. Okie dokes. The audio was good. I can't remember what you say. I think you say like that's amazing or something like that, or that's really useful. So, maybe I'll put the audio back in. I don't know. I need to hear it though, so I'm being interrupted. Yeah. I love that face. Excellent. Okay, enough focusing on Rubber Duque there. Fake L2K. Muted now. Excellent. Okay. Okay. So things that I need my player to be able to do. I need my player to be able to see first of all the card database. What did I call the card database? Card definitions. So let's go into card definitions, and we'll allow read access for our users. How do I actually just get to? I just want. Can I do it from here? Configure. No, I feel like that's wrong. I'll do it from the list. Doesn't matter. Here's our card database with all the cards. You can see all the people in there. Bill from the deli. I read something which is really sad. Well, not really sad, but you know, just a thing. I guess I read something that Hooters is going into bankruptcy, or Hooters is declaring bankruptcy. And obviously the demo location card here is based on a Hooters restaurant because demo locations used to be Hooters restaurants in ServiceNow. Just explained Rubber Duque to Rebecca and she laughed and said, "That's amazing, excellent." I think that's a thing. Like I think getting little physical Rubber Duques and giving them out would be amazing. I would want a Rubber Duque. So I'm just going to leave that one there. But yeah, Hooters are going out of business, so demo location, or going into bankruptcy. So demo locations, probably not so many Hooters locations in the demo data. Yeah, that's one of my favourite facts about the platform. Earl is the locations being Hooters restaurants. Yeah, fake Earl agrees. Okay, so card definitions. Again, I'm getting very distracted. I think I just like having Earl on the screen. Let's edit my security rules. Oh, let us first, before we do anything, remember to elevate our roles. Security admin. Reload, sure. And we want to configure security rules. And we want to... There's nothing on this table, so that doesn't help. Let's go new. And we will wait. There we go. We want record, and we want read, and we want, why hasn't that auto-populated? That's annoying. Card, come on. Come on. Card. Card definition. Card definition. Dot none. Again, it's been a while, so might not get this right, but player search star player, fine. There we go, star player. Take that. That's fine. Let's save that. Oh, the bird sound. That is ambient noise from Australia. Let me see. That's my open window there. If that's distracting, I can close my window. It's been a bit warm the last couple of days here. It's been like, yesterday it was 35 degrees Celsius, which I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, but it's hot. Like, I guess that's 100, right? 100 is like body temperature or something, isn't it? So it'd be somewhere around 100, I think. I don't really know what the translation is between Celsius and Fahrenheit, but yeah, it's been a bit warm, so I've got the windows open and or this window open, and it's going to be another warm day today. Not as hot, but hot enough. So yeah, I haven't got air conditioning in this room just yet. I hope to get air conditioning soon. Okay, what's this? Empty ACL. Select role or security attribute. An empty or invalid ACL, allow ACL will completely deny access to this resource. To properly secure it, let's cancel that because it didn't take my role. And now I will save. I've not seen that modal before. I don't do a lot of ACLs, to be fair, but yeah, I've never seen that modal before. Okay, so continue. We've done a .none, so I think that's the record level. So I think I want probably field level as well, I'm guessing, in order for like all of the like image data and everything to come back. So I probably need a .star read, and I probably just want to insert with roles. Sure thing. That's cool. Previous unsaved edits to this record have been recovered. Fine. I'm sure that's fine. Okay, so let's just do a real quick check on our. Let's get rid of that guy. Let's do a real quick check on our incognito window. No worries, thanks Earl. Appreciate you dropping by. And thank you so much for the clip that I stole and didn't really ask permission, but hey, look at what's happened. We now have in our incognito window, the Uhura role, the Uhura person, user, is now able to see some stuff. I think it's loading very slow. This is a thing I will have to solve at some point. In fact, I will add that to my Trello board. I don't know what I can do to speed up the image rendering. Speed up image rendering for cards. I'll just add that to the Trello board. I'll put it in the middle somewhere. It's not super important for gameplay, but here's the thing. Okay, cool. So we now have the ability to see all the cards. So I can click on a card. I can see the images. There's Brad Tilton there in all his glory. He's got 4 fingers, that's good to know. And we can add him to a deck, action in progress, and I think it falls over here. So it's not successfully putting it into the slot, probably for a couple of reasons. Probably because the slot record doesn't exist, that's probably the next thing we need to fix. Also probably because the event records can't be created. And yeah, there's probably 3 or 4 ACLs that are missing that are stopping that that operation from happening. So we'll jump back over here. We'll jump back into Studio. And look, let's keep this access control and let's start. They don't need to write to the card definitions because the card definitions are a read function. We don't want them editing the card database. Fake Earl agrees. So what I might do is I'll move on from this table. I think card definitions we've given enough roles to. Cards are showing for you as well, Jerry. That's good. That's good. So we've made some progress. You're reading the card database. We have sort of three things that happen. So when you click on a card and it opens that little modal and you click Add to Deck, it fires off a record into a deck event, like a deck modification event table, which a flow then reads and then will execute the deck modification against the target table. Probably a couple of things I could do there. Like I definitely want the user to be able to create the deck events. It might be a bit flaky to secure that so that you can't like fake insert a record against your opponent's. It's a bit dodgy, right? Because I'm doing an event that calls a data whatever they're called, in UIB. Oh, it's too early in the morning. I haven't had enough coffee. A data resource. So my UIB calls a data resource. The data resource puts a record into the deck modification event table. A flow picks up the deck modification event and then executes the change or modifies the record. So I think I don't want to mess too much with the no code part of the UIB system. So I think I'm giving you some game hacks here. I think you could possibly just insert, if you knew the name of the table, you could possibly insert a deck modification event or a game event into the event table if you had write access, and I think it would just allow you to do it. I might have to put some sort of data policy on there that says if you're inserting a modification record against your own against somebody else's user ID, then disallow it. That's probably it. I'm going to add that to the Trello board. Event records should disallow users from inserting or writing to records they don't own. It's probably actually an insert ACL or something like that. So we can probably do it in ACLs. Let's push that up to the top. In fact, I'm going to throw that into up next. So we can probably do that. Okay, so again, getting distracted, jumping around, but the next thing we need to do is we need the card event, the events. I think it's a deck modification event. Come on. Very slow. Let's try event. Come on, man. Should be up under D somewhere. A, B, C, D. Too many tables in ServiceNow. Please eliminate 1,000 tables. Just to make things easier. That would be great. Too many tables. This sucks. C, D, D. D. Come on. It should just come up, right? Deck. Now it works. Deck modification event. Maybe it didn't like my start. Whatever. Okay, deck modification event. We want read access on that. We want read none. Insert with roles. Continue. We want read star as well, probably. Again, you'd be able to cheat if you had read star on records that didn't belong to you. Deck modification events probably matter less, but insert and role. Insert with roles. Okay. Do you know what? I probably want to do a create. Probably want to do a write. Write.star. As long as we probably have a user or a player field. Modification event. Interesting. Okay, so these are, what are these? Is admin secret, is global domain impersonating. Oh, okay. So these are conditions that aren't table conditions. They are like session conditions. Very interesting. Logged in is true. Okay, so they're booleans. These look like session objects. I wonder if there is. Has main role. Wow, this is very interesting. I've not seen this before. Has studio access. Very cool. Security attribute conditions. I don't know if that necessarily gives me what I want. So I'm gonna scrub that condition. I'm gonna go created is dynamic me. I think we can do that here. No. Created is different from. Because I effectively. You know what? This is probably. Let's not secure the game. Let's maybe it'll be fun with cheats. Maybe people figuring out that they can cheat is it will be interesting. And like just between you, me, and everybody who watches this stream, like this is kind of how you do it. You go into the deck modification events, and you go into the gameplay events, and write to them. So anyway, this guy needs to have write access to the table. He's got create. Has he got create? Oh, I've lost track. Let's see what he's got. Let's see, just show matching on that. So he's got read. Actually, we'll filter out the stars. That's what we'll do. He's got read on the. That's card definition. That's not what I want. I want deck modification. Deck modification. And I want to see show the list. And I want to look at the security rules. Okay, so we've got read allow, and he needs to have some write allow. So he's got read on the read.star. He probably needs read.none as well, so we'll do that for him. I'm assuming this is right. Insert with roles, read.none. Continue. We'll give him create. Maybe he doesn't. Does he have to have write to get create? I think he does. All right, let's give him create. Insert with roles. Continue. Create, that's fine. And he probably needs to have write.star. Write.star. And this is where I'd like to limit it to created is same as updated or something, or created is same as current user. It's probably a way to do that. Anyway, that's probably too secure. Let's allow cheating for now. Insert with roles. Cool. Okay, so that's the deck modification events. So we can see if this works now, because we can go to, let's close all these guys down. Deck modification events, where are you? Deck modification events, and we can see a deck modification event come into existence. So I'm going to show list. I'm going to filter for created on today, and I will run that. So we've got one. Oh, okay, so it's created one. I did that, I think. Let's see who actually created that. Yeah, admin created that. So we want to see the who create one. So I'm going to jump back over here. And we've already got Fred the founder, so I'm going to go, or we don't have it because it didn't work, but I'm going to go add the deck. And let's jump back, refresh our deck modification event list, and success. Uhura has been able to create a pending deck modification event. The flow has kicked in because you can see that it's still in pending state. The flow has started, but the flow has failed to execute because it cannot write to the table. And we'd be able to see that in Flow Designer, because we can jump over into Flow Designer. That's a loud bird. I apologize for the loud bird. So operations, today's executions. And we want the one that just happened. I like how Earl just coquettishly pulls on his toggle there. It's very good. Yeah. Today's execution. I can't see any execution, so maybe I would have expected that to have run. All executions today. Playbook executions. I hate how it defaults to playbook first. I don't care about playbooks. Ain't nobody's got time for playbooks. There we go. So, admin Uhura has done 2 deck mods. Don't care about that one. Why can't I filter it out? Filter out. Filter out. So admin has tried and failed, and Uhura has tried and failed. And that will be because the actual target slots don't exist. So I'm going to have to blow away that deck because the deck is effectively broken because it doesn't have all of the fields that it needs, all of the records that it needs to have had created when the record was created. So I will have to destroy that or do another one to demonstrate how it works. But effectively you can see that the add card to player deck is not working probably because of our rights, table right access issue. Value of field record is not a glide record. Oh, okay, it's because the records haven't been created, the player deck cards. While I'm here, I'm going to grab that table because that's the next one we have to target. So I'm going to go back into here. We want player deck cards, player deck. It created the player deck, okay. We want player deck cards. Although, I think the flows are probably going to be updating the decks. I think they do. So I think as they add cards, they increment how many cards are in the deck. I think there's a little bit of a back and forth there. So you do need to have write access to this. So I'm gonna add write access to the player deck because I'm going to assume that it's needed. So I'm going to go security rules. Oh, I've got some read access things. Okay, cool. Create, read, and let's jump into them. Let's have a look. So, Jerry, the maximum is 12, and in fact you're forced to have 12 in the deck. So it's not like, I mean, I guess it is like other card games, right? Other card games have a limited deck, like, if you're playing Magic the Gathering, Commander has a max of like 100, and like other formats have like 40 and 20 and whatever. So there is a limit to how many cards can be in the deck. In this, which is a rip-off of Marvel Snap, it's 12. And basically when you create a deck, it creates 12 empty slots. And then as you put card modification events in, it takes the card definition and associates it with that slot. So you're just filling the slots. That's why the slots aren't showing, like the 12 empty slots aren't showing on the deck modification thing, because the flow is failing to create them because of ACLs. Yeah, the alerts are a bit funky as well. It's a very old part of the system. Like I built the deck builder, probably the first thing I built, to be honest, apart from like table structures and things like that. So the deck builder, I learned a lot more about UI builder over time. So the deck builder is probably still a little bit clunky, but yeah, almost there. All right, so player deck. We've got create. What did I say we had? We had create, read, and read. We probably need write. So if I go write dot star player, when did I create these? I must have created these. Let's use the handy dandy. Like last week. Okay, last week. So that was, I got partway through doing some of my ACLs. Okay, interesting. So with roles, okay, so we can now write to the player deck. That's a good thing. So that the updates can happen to the record after the fact via the flow. The other thing I could do is I could make the flows execute as a system. Should I do that? Maybe that's safer. It'll make troubleshooting harder, but it'll also mean that users can still insert records directly into the table potentially. Doesn't matter for now. We'll just keep going. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is I want to player deck card. Player deck card. Let's check player deck card slots and see what ACLs are in that. Show list. configure security rules. Nothing. Okay, that's good. Let's kill that. Let's go back over. Let's kill a couple of these. What are we doing? We are doing player deck card slots. Bang. So I'm using SN utils to directly edit the field because nobody's got time to actually search, and I already had the full table name in my clipboard, so easy peasy. We want create.none, and we want to insert with roles. We want read. I probably don't need create.star. That's dumb, isn't it? Create.none. Create.none. Insert with roles. Wait. That's probably a duplicate, actually. Write.none is what I want. Write.none. It's going to be messy ACLs, but whatever. We will figure it out. Hey, why did that not change to write? That's better. Continue. And we want write.star. It's refreshing before yeah, that's what's happening. Write.star, insert with roles. Probably because it's doing this related, this M2M thing that requires roles. It's probably creating this record and then creating that record, and it refreshes. I bet that's what's happening. Yeah, I bet that's what's happening. And finally, we want read none. Insert with roles. I think that's going to be good enough. Let's see. So we've got access to create the deck, we've got access to create the deck slots, we've got access to modify the deck slots. Let's just double check that that's all right. So we have player deck card slots, read, write, write.star, write.none, create.none, and create.none. That's a duplicate, I'm going to delete it. Delete. I said delete. Beautiful, record not found. Okie dokes. Okay, so new ACLs. Let's jump back to our incognito window. I'm going to go back to the deck list. We can see the deck. We can't see this repeater, so we will fix the deck builder repeater in a tick. We need up next, fix deck builder. Showing decks for user. Cool. I know what that means. So we will go back to create a new deck. We'll hit that button and we'll go Uhura 2. We will create the deck. Nah, something's not right about that. We haven't created the records up here. We haven't created the slot records. Okay, so let's see why we can't create the slot records. Let's have a look at, let's go to Flow Designer because we might see some hints in the flow execution. Flow operations, is that right? Executions, yeah. We want created, again, playbooks. I don't care about playbooks, I only care about flows. Okay. See, that was successful. Created 12 records, set flow variables, 1, iterate. Okay, so basically what this is doing is it sets an iterator to 0. It says, I'm going to do 12 of them, create 12 cards until it hits 0, and it just repeats this, like card number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's done it, and we have a record, and we have a slot. And if I steal this URL from my incognito window and bring it back over and throw it in there, do I see the slots? Yes, so admin sees the slots. That's a read ACL of some sort. So admin can see the empty slots, but Uhura cannot. So back to this ACL on this table. Yeah, Jerry, it's all flows. Everything is flows. So the whole concept of this entire, like the project, the reason I did this project is because I was playing Marvel Snap and I was like, every card is a flow. like every card has a behavior, and all those behaviors are very easy. They're modifying one or two things, like they're modifying the power of the card, they're modifying the location of the card, they're modifying some attribute of the card. I was like, I can do that in a database. ServiceNow has a database, so I can create all of these locations and cards and definitions and everything, and every card can have a flow. So literally every card in the that is playable has a flow, a subflow. And what my game does is, as it comes to, whenever it needs to execute that subflow, whenever it needs to execute a card, like on play, on reveal, whatever, it just runs the subflow as a dynamic subflow. So the flow is completely dynamic. The flow says, all right, I need to execute a card. I don't know what the flow of the card does. I'm going to go to the card and ask it, and it executes the flow. And so I sort of, from that, I was extrapolating, okay, I think I can make this game with no code. And I pretty much did. So almost everything that runs the game has no JavaScript in it. It's all done using Flow. The only thing I couldn't get done in Flow Designer was a card shuffling algorithm, something to randomize the cards. So the shuffling has 35 lines of code, JavaScript, to do an array shuffle or whatever, but everything else is no code. No code, you know. So things such as, if Jace is still on the call, he's going to say, oh, it's still code. I'm like, yeah, I didn't actually write any vars or anything, but yeah, no code. Including the UI builder. Like the UI builder is all events and databases, database calls, data resources, and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, so pretty cool. Yeah, so where was I? I was looking at the player deck slots. Why can't Uhura see the player deck slots? Let's have a look at security rules on this table again. Read. Do I need a read.star? Maybe. Let's try a read.star. Let's insert that. And let's jump back over to here. Let's refresh. There it is, read.star, so you can see the values, and the values are coming back in the data resource. Cool, okay, so a self-service user now, theoretically, in their deck can add, there's Jason McKee, add to deck, the action will execute, it will run a flow. No, something is still wrong. What is going wrong? Alright, so let's troubleshoot that. Let's go to Flow Designer again. Close down some stuff, because we don't know what we need yet. We'll go to Flow Designer, we'll go to Executions, Operations, Flows, Executions, today's Executions. Add card to player deck, Uhura. So this one just happened. Let's crack that open. Add card to player deck. So this is a subflow. We're iterating through the. Oh, we're running the card. We're running the card add to card operation. Add to deck operation. We're getting the player deck card. That's the slot record. It's got a condition. All right. So this is the. What are we taking as an input? The deck mod add card. We've got the card in the deck. We are setting card definition and player deck. Oh no, we're looking it up. We're looking up. Oh, okay. We're looking up to see if it exists already. That's what this is. So, is there already? Have we already used this card in the deck? Because we can only use the card once. Again, this is ancient. I haven't worked on this for like a year, longer. Is the card already here? No. So that's good. Then we look up the first empty card instance, so we get the empty card instance, good. So we found the first slot, we put the card in the slot, we edit the card, we look up the records, so we update the record, we look up the record of the player deck card. I'll bet you we're updating the deck. Okay, so this table needs to have, it probably doesn't have write.star, so what we did before to the deck record to make it work, probably didn't happen to this one either. So again, I've lost Studio, so I'll open Studio again. I will open Snap. Oh, it's already open. We want the player deck record. and we want to, why can't I just open security from here? Open ACLs, that would be nice. Oh, access controls down here. Huh, sweet. Okay, it's on the form. And we probably want, we've got right dot star, maybe we need right dot none. Let's try right dot none. I don't know, seems weird, but right dot none. Insert with roles, continue, and let's jump back, refresh a hurrah, make a McKee. Is that the one I did before? No, it just worked. Oh, it hasn't updated the deck. Okay, so there's a problem at the end of that flow. Maybe that holds it up. I don't know. Let's try again. It actually looks like it's almost working. Witch Doctor? Witch Doctor! Mark the Stranger, Mark Stanger. Action in progress, Mark Stanger. Toolsons, add to deck. Show alerts. Cool. I should probably actually, like, if I was doing this properly, I would have on the record watcher, I would have a record watcher on the deck modification records, and I would dismiss those notifications. In fact, the notifications probably don't even need to happen anymore. That was a very old UI thing. It's working! Excellent! Users can create decks. And we're only 49 minutes into the stream. I really want to sort of cap it at 1 hour. But let's keep going. Bill. See, this is a thing I'd like to fix, this alignment stuff. I need to do something about that. Thanks, Jerry. So I try to do the same time slot every week. So I've been going for about a month now, I think. This is probably my 4th, I suspect. I think it's my 4th. So I'm trying to do what is Sunday morning in Australia for me. I can do it before the family's up, and it doesn't sort of impact on like other family stuff. So that's what I'm aiming for. I know it's not the greatest time slot, certainly not the greatest time slot for like my colleagues who work for the same company as me in Western Australia, because they're 3 hours behind, and that would be 6 a.m. or something. But it seems to work okay for a few people around the world, you know, especially Northern Hemisphere type people. Yeah, this is my plan for the moment, but that may change. But yeah, definitely Sunday next week I plan to be here. Yeah, cool. Thanks, Jerry. I appreciate you jumping in. It will be almost playable. Like, it'll be very exciting. And I think I'd like to set up a dashboard so I can watch what players are doing, like live monitor games in progress and things. So I'll add that to my list. But yeah, it's getting there. It's getting there. Thanks very much, Jerry. It was great to see you. I'm going to keep going for another 10 minutes, see what I can get done, see if I can get to play space, like get all the ACLs for play creation, and then we'll go into like proper testing, I think, next week, next Sunday. Got the Toulsons already, got Mark, who have I not got? Cooey, McManaman. There we go, so we have a full deck. Back to deck list. Thanks, Jerry. Have a great one. Hope it's not too cold in the UK. Okay. Cool. So before I move on from here, one thing I would like to do is I'd like to fix the repeater. So I want to kill my list here. I don't like the list UI. It's not really what I want. Cool, thanks, Jerry. There's some cool stuff in the last one. There's some cool stuff in the first one. In fact, the first stream I did was effectively a run-through of the game, like the architecture of the game. So if you're interested in how it's sort of running under the hood, the first stream has got all of that content in it. So that might be a useful kickoff point for the game. But yeah, great. Thank you so much for popping in. It's been good. Cool. Okie doke. So, alright, how do I kill the list and how do I get my repeater working? So let's troubleshoot this repeater thing. So I want to go to UIB. °C. Sounds very cold, but also don't really like the heat. Somewhere in between. Somewhere like 20°C is nice. Like that's ideal. Okie dokes. So we got SN app. We are What were we looking for? I've forgotten what I was doing. Oh, right, we're doing the deck, not the deck builder, but the decks to edit, right? So this is called the decks to edit. It's probably deck list is probably a better title for it, but it's called decks to edit for now. So we'll jump into that. Deck list would have been a much smarter name for it. Okie doke, so I've got an undefined, what have I done here? Where am I up to? So I was messing around with this last week. Yeah, 20 degrees is perfect, I agree. And 20 degrees in England is really nice. Like, there's something about the way England does temperatures. Cool. Gotcha, Jerry. Okay, so we've got our... This is the list system. Naming, I haven't done much, useful in the way of naming here because this was effectively a temporary UI. We've got our button container to create a new deck. That's fine. We've got our deck container, which contains a repeater, and it contains a stylized text. But something is dodgy with the repeater. All right, let's try something. Let's swap out the player. Let's get our player name. We need Uhura's player name, so we'll open that. We'll just drill in. It'll be in here somewhere. Player deck. Open player. Let's use a record. Is that what I'm looking for? Probably not, actually. Probably not the user record. Let's try it anyway. Let's see what happens. So what I'm doing, for those of you who don't know, UI Builder is I'm editing the test values for the URL parameter. So it's going to now apply that to my entire thing, my entire UI Builder page. And it's going to use it in all of the places where the session parameter for that page is being called. I think it's lost it. Props, get user ID, that's fine. Get user decks, player deck. Condition is player is lookup value, lookup user value. So it's using my lookup user, which is probably get user. And that doesn't hurt that it's not returning stuff. What is this using? Session name instead of get username. Yeah, I probably do want that, so I want to force that to find the right person. Do you know what? I'm going to save it because it's not rendering properly. It's probably a mistake, but I'm going to save it for now. I'm going to flick over to here and refresh. Nothing. Okay. What's going on? Refresh this bad boy. Okay, that's better. So it's getting the name from the session. I don't care about that, but it is the data thing, the data resource that's filling out these, getting the user decks is getting Uhura's deck. So it is using the right URL parameter there, and we are getting a repeater of some flavor of repeater. So something is happening. So that's good. Deck value. Okay, I can probably do this. Display value is better. So I was getting just the object, and objects don't render, like as they're not strings, they won't render in that component. Hey, Uhura to Uhura's deck. Save. Refresh. Why not? What sort of read access do I have on that table? Let's have a look. So we are on player deck. That's what I want. That's the thing that it's trying to read, and it's not reading it properly. I'm going to go to security rules. I still love that. I don't think there's anyone left on the stream now, but I still love that I have Rubber Duquet. That's so good. I love Rubber Duquet so much. having a look through chat. Amazing. Okay. Okay, I don't get this. I've got read. I've got read access. I've got read.star. I've got create access. So why is that not working? Like if I literally take that one and put it into my admin window, my admin session, that's interesting. That's interesting. Okay, that is interesting. Okay, so I think maybe that might be part of the problem. Is doing this based on a session, but even so, Uhura's, that's interesting. I don't understand why that's happening that way. All right. What's our repeater calling? Let's pull back from here. Repeater is calling the getUserDex result. GetUserDex is using lookup user result unique value, and lookup user is lookup user data lookup user. Are you lookup user? Lookup user props user ID. Do you know what it is? It's visibility of the user table. That's what it is. Because Uhura doesn't have visibility, like the Uhura user doesn't have visibility of the user table. When I do a lookup user on the user table, it can't find it, so therefore it fails. Okay. We can change this to be bound to the session property user and sysid, which is not the worst thing to do, but it means that I can't, actually no, it's, or I could just bind it literally to the user ID property. Why did I do that? So forget the fact that it's doing a lookup altogether. I actually kind of want to eliminate this altogether now. Like I don't actually want getUser. Can I see where it's used? Look up multiple records. Which one's that? GetUserDex. GetUserDex configure. Yeah, let's replace that as well. I thought I did, but let's replace that. So instead of I want the props, I want the user ID props, and I want that instead. Apply, close, save. So look at that. We've got Uhura's deck there. We've got Uhura's deck there. The data resource is eliminated. The getUser data resource. I'm gonna, as a test, I'm gonna delete it. Does it still work? Yes, it does. So I don't need to get user. I'm just going to use the property from the page, and then I'm going to save, and then I'm going to jump back over here. Uhura 2 and Uhura 1. Uhura's deck. Cool. What would be cool in this? What would be cool? So we have card-based container, stylized text. Another repeater would be kind of cool, like a repeater for each deck. How would I do that? Can I nest a repeater within a repeater? That would be cool. Like, could I nest a repeater that is dynamically grabbing the content? ServiceNow UIB nest a repeater within a repeater. How do repeater component to your page and configure its data source to fetch the top. So we've got that one. First repeater is good. While still selected within the parent repeater, drag and drop a new repeater component directly inside the parent repeater's container. Bind the nested repeater data in the nested repeater's data source configuration. Use add item reference to access the relevant data from the current item in the parent repeater. Add item employees. I don't think that's true. I don't think you can do that. I'll tell you what, I'm not going to touch this one yet, but I like the idea of having, like, for the deck list, having, like, effectively just icons of all of the cards that exist in each deck. So as I go deck 1, deck 2, deck 3, it's like, there's all of the cards in deck 1, deck 2, deck 3. Just retrieve them, have them dynamically populated so that you can see, like, the sub-contents, I guess, of each of the decks. So, first of all, we're not quite there. We're not quite there. We're not quite there. Builder. Add repeaters in each deck. Repeater to show cards. It's 10:04, so I did say I was going to give up. What I might do as my last activity for today is I might just remove this, not the entire column because it's got the header in it. I might remove the list. So I'm going to delete this list. I'm going to save that. I'm going to prove that I've killed the incognito window. No, I've killed my normal window. Oh, annoying. No. Oh no, I have killed the incognito window. That's fine. I'm happy with that where we are. So here's the screen. I'll refresh that one. Yeah, cool. And it's hard wired to the Uhura, and I can open the deck builder and I can modify the deck builder. I can remove Bill. Can I remove Bill? Yes, I can. I can add Bill back in. Sweet. Okay, that's good enough for today, I think. Thank you, everybody who turned up. Thank you for anybody who is watching this all the way to the end, too. Much appreciated. Earl agrees. Fake Earl agrees. Thank you so much to everyone who came. Thank you, Fake Earl, for letting me abuse your likeness in my stream. It's really helpful. Yeah, thanks. Sorry, I didn't hear you, mate. I have no idea what you said. But yeah, thanks everybody. We will call that the stream, and I will throw my pre-roll back up. Thank you again. Bye.